Again, now I was chatting with someone over the last few days, and we were talking about her potential problems with getting B12 into her system. And over the course of the last few years, she's had some serious health issues going on. Now, she's a super successful individual, got a really successful business going on locally. And she spent so much money on her health and looking deeper into what is actually going on with thyroid problems, with what is the cause for her low energy, problems with sleep, what is the cause for problems with brain fog, poor memory. And I can sense that it's just massively frustrating for her. So I gave her some information of where exactly to look, some resources of what to do. But I wanted to share this information with you guys because so many times I see people with potentially poor thyroid function. And what we need to look at is that is actually the end result. That is one of the symptoms of something else going on. And usually what we have is it's a signaling thing going on. So we have a thing called the hypothalamus within our brain, which signals the pituitary gland, which then signals the thyroid, or depending on where it is, like sex hormones come from like gonads. Then we might have the gut, like there'll all be different signaling side of things. So the hypothalamus pituitary thyroid axis, in this case, the HPT. And then we need to make sure we're getting the right signaling for that to actually happen. And a lot of the times with other things going on with our environment, with different stresses, whether it's physical or psychological, we get mixed up messages. So signaling to send up too much, too little, the wrong type of different hormones gets mixed up between those areas. And it's not just that. So if you have problems with fatigue and tiredness, or you can't get a full night's sleep, you're waking up wired, you're waking up during the night needing to go to the toilet, problems with concentration, memory, and brain fog, you have severely low energy, just low moods, low drive, and especially things like you can't drop weight, then you probably want to look here. What is the actual root cause? Because the thyroid side of things isn't necessarily the problem that is actually going on. That is the end outcome. Why is there not getting the right absorption of thyroid? And that's where we look at deeper into that. Around that 25-30% of our thyroid is actually converted from inactive to active levels within the gut. So we have to look deeper into the gut, because if we haven't got good gut health, if we haven't got good absorption, we're not going to get that conversion. And that's exactly the same. Like we're touted that you need to have good B12 levels for good energy. Well, is that one of the things that is going on? We have to also be able to go through something called methylation, which is a process within the liver which converts around, or has around 200 different processes. But this is actually something which converts the inactive B12 into the active B version of B12 called methylcobalamin. So when we see supplementation, usually people supplement with B12. It's all well and good if they can go through methylation. But the more stress we've been through, both, again, physical stress, environmental stress, psychological stress, the body sees it as the same thing. We can't then go through methylation if we've got poor liver function, if we've overtrained, all these different things that go on. We can't go through methylation effectively. And again, we need good gut health in order to have good methylation systems and methylation pathways. So that's another thing that could be going on. Again, with your thyroid function, with your B12 absorption, what is the actual root cause? And then we look deeper and deeper into it. What is the neurological side? One thing I would ask clients is if they've ever been knocked out, ever been hit around the head, or been through traumatic areas in their life, or even just severe states of overtraining. Because we have these cells in our brain, these immune cells within our brain called glia cells. Microglia cells. And they are basically like the trash collectors in the brain. They get all the dead neurons and they make sure everything is firing okay, and they clear out the crap that's in the brain. And that's all good. They essentially signal with the immune system within the brain. But when they get activated, they start over signaling. And you can imagine that we've got trash collectors that they want to take more waste than there actually is. So they start eating into things we don't want to throw away. And then when they actually get overactivated and we have this high stress, they get primed. They get completely switched on. Not completely switched on, we can't then switch them off. And that is where we get severe reactions. So someone that has a reaction to protein that hasn't got primed glial cells could just be a little bit bloated for a couple of days. Someone that has primed glial cells could literally be laying in bed for 3 days. This is someone who overtrains one session or gets a poor night's sleep or has a reaction to food, has an argument or something like that with a loved one, something that a lot of people wouldn't even think about. But if you've got primed glial cells, these things can knock you out literally for 3 or 4 days, bedridden for some people. And it's something so severe that we have to look deeper into. We can't unprime them. So awareness is totally crucial. There are some studies to say long-term fasting could kill these glial cells and then we need to reproduce them. But it's very, very scratching the surface at the moment. So I wouldn't recommend that. What I'd recommend is that if you are having these issues, then you look deeper into what the root cause is. And then we go deeper into it. So we look at absorption. Are we actually getting the right levels of stomach acid? So many people have reflux and have been told by the doctors that it's down to high stomach acid. One of the main issues with reflux is that we don't have enough stomach acid and the proteins that we're having are just putrefying within the gut. And then we end up refluxing like just a lot of crap. We have problems with like bad breath, and we can then go into some depth of things like gastritis and all these other things. But it's just something to bear in mind. Have you got the right acid levels within your stomach? And then if you haven't got the right acid levels within your stomach, you might find that your pancreas isn't releasing the right pancreatic enzymes. And as a result, when you have carbohydrates, you feel bloated. So if you're one of these people that says, oh, I have a carb and I put on 10 pounds of weight, that's usually a reaction because you haven't got the right enzymes within your stomach. Or you might be one of the people that went on a low-fat diet for a long while, and then you now haven't got your gallbladder functioning effectively, or you haven't got the right stomach acid, which stimulates your pancreas. It also stimulates your gallbladder to produce bile to help digest fats. So if fats are an issue for you, all these things start adding up. But before we do that, we have to look into what is the process. Someone is overly stressed when they eat, then we're not going to produce the right digestive enzymes to actually digest our food. Something we can look at is if you're one of these people that is really slow eater, have to chew your food loads and loads and loads in order to get the saliva production, that is something which will be a trigger and an issue that we need to look at. When we chew, we activate the cranial nerves 5 and 7. I'm remembering this. So 5 and 7, we activate the cranial nerves 5 and 7, which they tell to produce saliva. So we start getting saliva production. And we need good brain function in order to do this. So we chew our food. And as a result, that chewing then activates the vagal nerve, which, or cranial nerve 5. And then the vagal nerve is cranial nerve 7 and 9 and 10. And then this sends signals to our gut that food is coming down and that we need to have the right acid production and all these different things. And a load of other scientific things that you probably don't need to know about if we haven't got the right production there. So as an end result, what happens if we haven't got the right enzymes within our stomach, if we haven't got the right stomach acid levels, if we haven't got the right functionality there, we can't then, going back to thyroid, we can't then convert the inactive to active form of thyroid function and get good levels of thyroid. So this is where we want to look at, and this is totally scratching the surface, but some of the things that I look at with clients. So I go through a brain health screening. I also go through a gastrointestinal screening. There's a lot of depth to the questionnaires that I go through because they allow me to see the full picture, the complete picture. Not simply take a probiotic, not like a lot of doctors have said and simply have thyroxine, not like, oh, well, you've just got brain fog, you need to just chill out a little bit. Actually look at what is the root cause. Is it a signaling from the brain to the chewing process to going down the esophagus into the stomach? What is actually going on in there? Not simply take a probiotic. We want to look deeper into what the root cause is. Are you able to go through methylation? How do we support these methylation pathways? How do we truly improve your health without just saying, pop this pill, take this one supplement, and you're done? We have to look at everything from the top all the way down. So in a process that we call the north to south process. And that is something which I've become a massive expert on to get some really great results with clients. If you need more info on that, if you want to talk deeper into why have you got low energy? Why are you struggling to lose weight? Why is your drive, your motivation lower? Why are you not sleeping through the night? Haven't even mentioned things like blood glucose levels there. Haven't even mentioned things like circadian rhythm and all other things that could impact here. What we want to do is find that root cause, build your ideal lifestyle around your body, around your health, and keep you accountable and keep you consistent with that. And I guarantee that if you are having problems like this, then I'm pretty certain that we're going to improve them. We're going to make sure that you can convert inactive to active enzymes, or you can convert inactive to active vitamins. You can improve your thyroid function if you do the work and you put in the effort. Like, it's not against medical advice or anything like that. We just want to make sure we are really, really, truly looking at the root cause, and we can get your body to start supporting itself. Because remember, your body is your business. Without a sustainable body, we haven't got a sustainable or scalable business. You truly deserve to be able to feel good. Drop me a message if you need any help with this. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I hope it's been informative.